Welcome to Dear Romance Writer, where three writers, well, actually four today, who always deliver happily ever afters, offer questionable advice for all of your relationships, work, and life problems. I'm Roan Parrish.
I'm Avery Flynn.
And I'm Zio Axelrod. We have a great show for you today with author Jayci Lee, who's here with us. Yay! Tell us all about yourself, Jayci.
I keep thinking I'm a brand new author, but it's 2022. So I've been an author, published author for 2 years. I write contemporary romance and rom-coms. And my 7th book, A Song of Secrets, is coming out next Tuesday.
Awesome.
So it's been quite a roller coaster. Debuting during COVID and having 7 books out now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, you're saying next Tuesday, so this is, by the time this airs, it would have been the 2 days ago, so it's out. So congratulations,
so
happy!
Yay! First to tell you. I will also say I just subscribed to Harlequin Plus. If you guys have not, I've been playing with it. It's really cool. I will tell you that if you are on that Jayci, your book is one of the bundle options for people to download or to get in print.
Yeah, I think it's what is it?
So it's really
Secret
exciting.
Crush Seduction. I believe that's the one on there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So pretty cool. So if you are a Harlequin Plus subscriber, or if you're like me and just subscribe to everything that says books, yeah, you're all good.
You do all the box subscriptions, like all of the subscriptions, Avery.
I actually slowed down on those because it got a little overwhelming. So I have slowed down and sort of let things peter out, but then I subscribed to a wine one.
You need it for with the book.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's the perfect evening right there.
It's just one way to thing. Well, this is our 2nd episode of 2022, the year that promises to be better. That's how I am going to believe. And I actually, I have to tell you guys, I came across the best quote in the entire world. Hold on, I'm going to find it really quick. So I don't know if you guys saw if you watched Succession or saw the Jeremy Strong interview that he did that was a little crazy pants.
I didn't see it, but I saw the Brian Cox response.
Yes, the Brian Cox response, and it was hilarious. And so Brian Cox just did an interview, and who did it with? It was with Deadline. And his quote in here was, "I'm too old, too tired, and too talented for any of that shit." And that is the energy I'm bringing into 2022, and I hope you are too.
Wait,
awesome.
I'm not getting the context because I don't know those people or that show, but I love that quote.
Oh my god, the quote is amazing. The show is addictive, and it's very loosely based off of like a Murdoch type family.
Okay.
And it's
is this the one that has the Axelrods in it? Is there somebody in there named Axelrod? There's a show that has a character whose last name is Axelrod. That's Billions. It's Billions. That's Billions.
Oh.
I just know that Mr. Darcy is in it.
Mr. Darcy.
The Pride and Prejudice.
And Mr. Darcy is like punchable in it, but you still love him.
I know, he's this really dorky, kind of mildly mean, nasty, but oddly likable.
Oddly endearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I highly recommend it. I know we're not doing Rex anymore, but if anybody has HBO and wants to watch Succession, I say just set aside a couple of weekends because you're gonna dive right in. But we're here to talk about 2022. It has been eventful in my house in just the first half of the month. Let's see, we had huge snowstorms, we had power outages, we had COVID go through the whole house. I stopped being able to taste coffee. It tasted like I'd grabbed leaves off of the forest floor that had been molding for like an entire season and stuffed them in my mouth. It was horrible.
Oh, wow.
But that's gone. So yay. And now my oldest is going back to college tomorrow. So it's been very eventful.
You've had a whole year. in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank God for, Katie Robert and Electric Idol, because
Electric Idol.
that so good. It's
Yeah, it's
so good, you guys. It's
That's
been very
serious.
detrimental for me and work. Because I'm like, I'll just read all my coffee brews, and then it's like 2 chapters later. So yeah, it's a problem again. How has your 2022 been so far, and especially Roan, because we didn't
Roan, we haven't seen you.
I know. I'm so sorry that I missed our first episode of 2022. It was for a super exciting reason, though.
Yeah.
My sweetie just got gender affirming surgery in New York, which is so exciting. And she's recovering, and we're here for about a month in New York, just like for her recovery and follow-up stuff. And so it's super exciting and very painful for her, but she's such a fucking trooper. Yeah.
Sending hugs.
But no, it's great. We're here, and I'm just doing work. I just turned in edits for my rom-com, my first ever rom-com that's coming out in September, which is very exciting. And yeah, it's cool. We can't like go anywhere or do anything because we're in the middle of a pandemic. In case
you were burying the lead here. Or not the lead, but the second lead. You did something really cool that you didn't tell us about until I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did a TEDx talk.
Wow.
I didn't mean to not tell anyone. I just forgot.
I forgot.
You know what, though? That's so Roan of you.
Yeah,
it really, really is. So I did this
So
thing, and I totally didn't think to tell anybody.
Well, anyway, surprise, I did a TEDx talk. It was a really cool experience, and I'm excited because it's about the overlap of horror and romance, which, because I write romance and horror and love romance and horror, I did my PhD studying the Gothic in American literature, and so it was like a really cool moment to kind of have a cohesion of like what I do now and what I did in academia. And it was super fun. So it is called, I don't remember what it's called, Thrills and Chills, the Coherence of Horror and Romance, something like that, which is, if you want to know a secret, a super nerdy, like only academics would ever get it, play on the coherence of Gothic conventions. One of the best books ever written about the Gothic by Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick, who went on to be a pioneer in writing like queer theory and philosophy later in life, and was just a total badass. And her book, The Coherence of Gothic Conventions, sort of like inspired the title. And I was like, maybe one person I went to grad school with will see this and be like, that's from that book.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
that's from that.
So it's on YouTube. You can watch it. I think I posted the first 3 minutes of it on TikTok, and it's the first minute on Instagram or whatever. So you can get.
I'm like, scroll. What?
Yeah. Yeah. And then she's like texting me going, "Did you know this?" I'm like, "No."
Sorry. Yeah, it was cool. It was, I mean, I have to say, I'm not shy in terms of like a person in the world generally, but I was so fucking nervous to get up in front of people and give this talk and like have to read. I've never read off a teleprompter before. I've made a PowerPoint once ever before in my entire life. I had nothing to wear, and since it was COVID, I couldn't go shopping or anything, so I'm wearing like jeans that I borrowed from Timmy, and I look, anyway, but it was a cool experience. I'm glad I did it. It's good to conquer fears. I've heard it builds character or something. I think my father said that to me once.
So people say. People say. What about you, Zio?
Me? I've just been here, working, baking, just
Seeing your baking on Instagram looks delicious.
I tried Skål abroad last week, which is like a Norwegian, it's school bread, but it's like a cardamom bun with custard in it that they eat at school after lunch or something. But
I saw that.
Yeah, they look really pretty, and the flavor was great, but they're a little dry. So I think I want to rework the dough formula. But yeah, we like Mr. X. He just all of a sudden is into baking. We just bought a pizza peel because he's trying to perfect his pizza dough and his country loaf, and so we have like all these baking accoutrements. You would love it, Roan, because
I'm into
he's
it.
into the science of it. Yeah, he's into the science of it. So I'm like, as long as we have something to do, because I don't think I've left the house in like, I don't know, 6 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. not going anywhere.
Good times. Good times.
What about you, JC?
So much fun. Oh, you guys. Yeah, if I tell my tale of woe in the last 2 months, everyone's gonna like cry. Do we want this to be a kind of sad episode, or should I just
This is why we have romance in our lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, hit us.
Definitely.
Share
Oh,
and share. This
wow.
is a
If you
safe
want to.
space.
If you want
If you want to, yeah.
But I planned on venting to you guys. I thought we'll
Good.
have time to just like vent and then be like, hi, now we're happy. Like, but we're like
We like to
really just
combine.
getting, yeah, we just like we're going into it
Let's
like
just go right in.
without like
We're like that.
Okay. So yeah, it's nothing funny. It's literally sad. My dad was hospitalized at the end of November. 4 days later, my mom fell down the stairs, fractured her shoulder.
Oh my goodness.
And then my son got into a bicycle accident where he flew off his bike and slammed into a tree.
Oh, goodness.
So
you got hit with like everything all at once.
Yes. So in the last 2 months, all this happened. And, you know, with my dad, it's still ongoing, hoping that he'll recover, you know, baby steps and everything. But I felt like life was attacking me. And I just wanted to strangle like 2022 for the way that it's presenting itself. Like, you know, the constant close exposure of your son and, you know, your dad and like from all these organizations. And I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
I have like going back to 2020 feels. And I'm like, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Well, and your body feels that. Your body feels all of that stress and all of that overwhelmness and everything else.
Yeah.
So
I am just exhausted, guys. I was just telling the lovely ladies that I took a shower and don't remember if I shampooed my hair. So that's kind of generally been my mental state right now.
Yeah, you are not alone. Not at all. It's like 3.0 at this point.
It's
wow.
Talk about like growing character.
No, that's true.
Testament to my strength that I am still going and only sob and ugly cry every few hours, not all day. So, and I really have to say, reading romance is helping, but writing it is really saving me.
Yeah.
I couldn't write for about a month and a half, but 2022, I'm just like, I have to find a sense of normalcy. I have to find my identity again, where I'm not just a daughter and a mother. So sitting down and writing reminds me that I am an author. It's like, what the? Mind blowing. But it I think it helps me see who I am and like who I am and not feel sorry for myself. It gives me strength. So everybody needs romance in your lives, but for a romance author, I think creating romance and sharing the hope and laughter and joy with others is a very healing experience.
Oh, that's so well said. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that's one of the things that made us want to start this podcast was there was so much going on, and sometimes it's essential to just like step outside of the demands of your daily life, whether they're ones that other people are making on you or the world is making or you make on yourself, and just like do something fun and to try to put something good into the world and hope that it makes someone else's life a little better. So I'm so sorry that your year has been so rough already, but I'm really glad that you're here with us to kind of transmute some of that into something fun maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I don't know, I feel like no one understands what life is really like fellow romance authors.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
our perspective on life, how we live our life, our philosophy on life, I think is so aligned in many ways.
Yeah.
There's like a
Mhm.
kinship there that that is very uplifting
Yeah.
for me.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad
Mhm.
to be here. I just want to like hug you all.
Oh.
Oh, group hug.
Group hug.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, amazing. Well, I mean, I will take that group hug to segue into our advice
Our letter.
giving,
Yeah.
do our work. Okay, so today's letter is from Am I the Asshole on Reddit. And we really, really would love to hear more from you listeners. We love doing the Am I the Assholes and stuff. Answer always yes. But just kidding. I haven't even read it for today. But yeah, we would love to answer your questions. So you should send us all of your questions. No question too big or too small. You can go on our website. Anonymously, yes, all
anonymously.
anonymous. You can go and fill out the form on our website to do it. You can hit us up in our DMs on any of our social media. You can, I don't know, there's probably other ways.
Yeah.
Call Avery. I'm just kidding.
Do a reel on
Don't
Instagram if you
call
want to be
me.
seen.
I get very
Don't call
worried
me.
when my phone rings. I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong?
You imagine if somebody like did a reel on Instagram or TikTok and like tagged us? Like, here's my question. And then we
Oh
could
my
like
God, I would
respond to
love
them.
that.
That would be so cool.
That would be fun. Yeah, we started a TikTok for Dear Romance Writer at my personal behest, thinking, I was like, well, you know what would be great is to have one more thing that I'm not going to do. So I said we should start a TikTok, and I convinced Theo and Avery to let me do it, and then I instantly abandoned it and have never posted a single thing on it. So you could actually like redeem me somewhat in front of my peers if you would send us some reels or some TikToks about questions, and we'll answer them on our very active Dear Romance Writer TikTok page. Okay, but for now, enough
Baby
about
steps.
me not doing my job. Let's get to the letter. Okay. Am I the asshole for ruining Thanksgiving? I, 30, female, met my boyfriend, 30, male, 3 years ago. Before me, he was together with his high school sweetheart. They fell out of love and broke up. A year later, we started dating. His mom, however, was still heartbroken about it. I was very understanding and thought she needed time to get to know me. The ex basically grew up with them and they saw her as part of the family. For the first year of my relationship, his mom would call me his ex's name until my boyfriend got angry once and told her to be nice. She, the mom, laughed it off and said it was just a habit. After that, she started calling me the wrong name. Yeah, after that, she started calling me the wrong name, Janet instead of Jenny, fictional names just for the story. I corrected her a couple of times, but she seemed to like hurting me, so I ignored it later. My boyfriend has 2 sisters, and a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving, we were invited to barbecue at the older sister's house. I was in the kitchen with my boyfriend's mom, the sisters, and one of their husbands. The older sister then talked about how my boyfriend praised my cooking to her husband, and the mom was listening. She said out loud, "Sure, why don't we let Janet make the turkey this year?" The sisters giggled and looked at each other, and I said, "That's a great idea." I didn't tell my boyfriend what happened. On Thanksgiving, we went to his mom's house with the usual wine and dessert. She was shocked. Everybody was shocked. I said, "What? I thought Janet is bringing the turkey." Oh my God, I'm reacting to this in real time, and this is the greatest thing I've ever read. I thought Janet is bringing the turkey.
God.
There was yelling, crying, and then we got kicked out. My boyfriend is so angry with me, he hasn't talked to me since. I think it's over, TBH, but I still don't think I did anything wrong. Did I? And now there are some updates to the letter, but I feel like, do we want to?
Yeah, let's chat first.
I mean, because I already gave myself away, I think that is fucking fantastic. Wish it had happened to me and I'd thought to do it. And
Right?
I don't think you're the asshole at all. Like, done.
Well, this whole
You know
concept of
what?
malicious
Screw
compliance
Janet.
is just like,
it was
right?
Janet that didn't bring the turkey.
Janet, damn it,
It wasn't
Janet.
Jenny. It was Janet that was supposed to bring the turkey. If only she existed.
So funny.
Okay, the petty part of me finds this hysterical. the needs to eat or becomes the meanest person you've ever encountered in your life person is a little worried.
Don't worry, there's sides.
There's sides and dessert.
It's true. It's true.
But this whole concept of malicious compliance, I've seen a few posts about it, but this was the juiciest one, so I pulled this one. But it's like, and this one I think, well, I don't want to give it away, but like when you read the comments, they're kind of like 50-50 usually. This one was pretty one-sided, but it's like 50-50 where the people were like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I think didn't we have one last year where someone
it was the boyfriend who had like weaponized incompetence.
Yes.
And he got bleach all over her black dress, and then she wore it to his family's house and he was horrified, and she was like, what, you tried your best.
Yeah.
Boss. I love it.
Oof. Oh, I don't know though. I'm actually really torn. I'm really torn on this one.
Okay, hit me with both sides of what you're thinking.
Okay. Both sides of what I'm thinking is, on one hand, the mom is evil. Okay. There's like, I can't say that these people are from the Midwest, but this feels very Midwest to me, having grown up there. This is very passive aggressive. All of it. Everybody is very passive aggressive, right? So, and I'm sure that the comment that the sister made about, oh yeah, her cooking is so good, was actually not that her cooking was so good. That at least that is my interpretation, since everybody kind of laughed afterwards and all of this stuff. And I'm like, being from the Midwest, that feels so Midwest to me. It's not even funny, where people are just very passively mean to other people. So
note to self, don't
also might be why I do not take compliments well. I just assume you're lying. But this is a true story. But so all of that passivity, the name, all of that stuff, I mean, the mom deserves a comeuppance. Absolutely. The I'm glad that the boyfriend stuck up for her. So, you know, all of that sort of stuff. I really hope the D is good, because that's a lot to put up with. But, you know, so I get it from the petty side of things. However, this is a major holiday. The turkey is the centerpiece of the meal, even if you don't eat it. I take like a no thank you piece of turkey every year. But even if you don't eat it, but she is not just, her actions, Jenny's actions are not just impacting the mother, who obviously deserves a comeuppance, but everyone who came to that, even people who weren't involved. So therefore, her petty is having a negative impact on absolutely everyone who came, which it sounds like it's quite a few people, especially if like the sisters have kids and all of that sort of good stuff. So that is why I am torn. If it was just impacting the mother, I would be like, go. But it's impacting everyone. So yeah, that's why I'm torn.
Fair point.
I feel like, how long have they been together?
Oh,
a year?
At least a year.
Oh, 3 years.
Because it says for the first, 3 years. Yeah.
3 years.
And her boyfriend spoke up once and said, be nice. No, that's not enough.
That's a good point. 3 years.
That is not enough. He didn't take it seriously. Maybe like he was complacent in like his mom harassing Jenny. I mean, it's a deliberate bullying type of action that she was deliberately committing. I don't think, I don't know. I don't think it's passive in any way. I think it's intentionally cruel. So, and the way his sisters reacted, where they're just like giggling and looking at each other and kind of not caring what Jenny thought, and all of them are having a good laugh. Yeah, none of them deserve turkey.
Yeah, that's I'm in the same boat.
No turkey for you.
3 years, they didn't correct mom either.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Enjoy those
none of them
vegetables.
deserve turkey, and they could figure out how to feed their kids, make some mac and cheese.
Yeah, order a damn pizza.
I will be,
Yeah.
I will be right back. Sorry, guys.
That's
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Dog situation.
Uh-oh.
What do you think, Zio?
Actually, it's worse.
Uh-oh.
It's a cat
Ah,
situation.
kitty.
Not
No,
a cat.
I read this and was like, I don't want to react, but then I saw that there was an update, so I was skimming through the update. So I'm kind of skewed by that. But I totally agree. 3 years is a long time to let your mom call your significant other a different name. And if she's been doing it around other family members and they haven't said anything like, Mom, why are you know her name or whatever,
Yeah.
all bets are off. Like, it's not like they're going to starve that night. There's plenty of stuff on the table for them to eat, and they can.
And wine and dessert,
Wine and
everything's
dessert,
covered, right?
They
All
can
the essentials
lament
are covered.
over their behavior while they eat the green bean casserole. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And if it's the Midwest, while they eat that yam thing with marshmallows on top.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know what? It's
No, it's-
delicious.
it
and I
is.
bet there's Jello salad involved
Oh,
and deviled
yeah.
eggs too.
Oh,
No, the
deviled
yam
eggs.
thing is delicious. I just don't
It
know if it
is.
has a name.
I don't
Is
know.
it sweet potato casserole or something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
I always thought I
Yum.
used to have it for dessert because it's so sweet.
so
Like,
sweet.
I can't have that with turkey and stuff, but
We
Yeah,
are
this is-
people who call Jello with marshmallows and cut up fruit like in a bundt cake mold.
is that
A salad.
ambrosia?
So yes, ambrosia.
Isn't that ambrosia?
Yes, I want some ambrosia really
I've
bad
never
now.
had any, but I always see it in
I've
like
never
the
had it
movies.
either.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
Does it have coconut in
Um,
it too, I think, or something? I don't know.
Sometimes there's coconut. Sometimes there's nuts.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, so we've taken us completely off with the pink cat and
But Roan, what did you think?
all right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I have so many thoughts. I think that calling someone by the wrong name, if you just move it to any other context, is actively aggressive and erases someone's identity. Whether you're calling them the wrong name because it's your son's ex's name, that's nasty and says your humanity means nothing to me. You're interchangeable with another woman, which I think is disgusting.
Mhm.
And if you think about like any other context where you would be like mispronouncing someone's name, put misgendering into that category, put someone has changed their name and has asked to be called by another name and you're still calling them a different name, like in our society, your name is contiguous with who you identify as a person. And I think that one of the most aggressive things you can do if you have a new person in your life is refuse to call them by their name, especially when you've known them for 3 years and you obviously don't think that person's name is a different name. Like people talk about her all the time. So I think that is actually one of the nastier ways that you can say to someone clearly, I don't respect you or your place in my family's life, and you're not welcome here. Because of course no one's going to feel welcome if you call them by the wrong name, mispronounce their name, that you call them by a nickname that they asked not to be called, like whatever it is, that is saying so clearly to me, I don't care about you. So to my mind, for 3 years, her boyfriend's mom has been saying, I don't care about you. And no one has put a stop to it. I can't believe that her boyfriend hasn't taken the mother aside and been like, listen, if you are going to call my girlfriend of 3 years by the wrong name, we're not coming to your house anymore and you're not welcome in our lives. Get it together. Like, absolutely, her boyfriend should have stuck up for her. If the sisters, the boyfriend's sisters, are laughing about this and not going to bat for her either, that mom is like super power wielding in the family and they are not willing to get involved, or they don't like her either and are kind of participating in it, or they just decided to like mean girl it. In any case, it's so rude. And I think that the fact that this girlfriend, Jenny, has been going to things at this family for 3 years and not done something like this before, she's like a saint, and has really been trying to make it work. So I think like step number 1, she needs to talk to her boyfriend because he is not getting it done. It's so inappropriate. You do not allow your guest that you bring into your family's home to be disrespected by someone. Like, absolutely not. But it sounds like this has gotten to such an extreme point that like now Jenny is thinking of it as kind of absurdity. She's like, well, you don't care about me. No one in this family really seems to care about me. I like my boyfriend, but he's not even sticking up for me. Because at the end, she was like, I think it might be over because her boyfriend's so mad at her for doing this with the turkey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
wait, okay. So Roan, you've got to read out loud the last update. Because I'm really proud of her for what she did.
Oh, okay. I haven't read the updates yet.
I'm a spoiler queen. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, but before I read it for myself, I just like, I think that what you said, Avery, about her not bringing the turkey affects everyone. I actually think that's why it's a perfect response. Because the mom not calling her by the right name should affect everyone too. Like that affects, like if you are calling your child's partner by the wrong name, you're also saying to them, I don't respect your choices. I don't respect the person you love. Like any kind of rejection like that, if my parent ever did something like that to my partner, they would be doing it to me too, and I would not have it. And so I feel like this boyfriend is not okay. Okay, so shall I read
all kinds of
issues there?
Sorry. Okay.
But nope, go ahead.
The
Jayci.
fact that she didn't tell him about what conspired and she did this on her own shows that she already doesn't trust him.
Yeah.
Or she knew what his response would be. Like, oh, yeah, don't do that.
Exactly. So she knew that he's not going to be on her side. So is there any relationship
All right, you guys
left?
have convinced me.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I am now fully on over. You've persuaded me.
We talk about the power of a name. Like there's power in having a name, having someone's name. And I changed my name when I was 17 for reasons. And there are still people in my family who refuse to call me by my first name. They call me by my old name. And they do it in moments where they want to hurt me. It's not like a oh, hey, whatever. It's like they're angry. And so they throw that name at me because they know that I don't like it. They may not know why, but they know that it's a point of pain. So the fact that she's doing this, she knows that she's causing, if not pain, discomfort and dismissal and whatever, her point is to be harmful. And so I don't have any.
Yeah, to belittle someone, to make them just feel this small. I think that is cruel. It's just cruel.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, so should I read this?
Read the update out loud.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We're proud of her.
Oh, good. Okay, the update. Yesterday, I was at a party that both boyfriend and I planned to go to pre-war, war being the Thanksgiving situation. He showed up and he hugged and kissed me, and we spent the evening together. He asked me if I could go to my place afterwards, if we could go to my place afterwards to talk, and I agreed. He told me that he wasn't mad about what I did, but about the fact that I didn't tell him, and he looked like an idiot because of it. I apologized again. I told him that I don't think that I could want to make amends with mother-in-law ever, and that I was not sure if that's what I want for my future. She's a great grandmother to my sister-in-law's children, but will she be the same with ours when she obviously does not and will not like me? I also told him that I can't be with someone who would ghost me for 2 to 3 weeks when he's angry with me. Oh my God. So we broke up. I'm sad because I love him very, very much, but this is probably for the best in the long run. Many will say the mother-in-law won, but I was never in a competition with her. She can think she won because I don't care. And at least now she'll start using my name when addressing my boyfriend's next girl. Oh, God.
See, I think this was really good. And I understand, maybe she should have told the boyfriend, but his reaction to being mad about her not telling him is not so I could be more supportive or so we could come up with a plan together. So, all this, it's you made me look like an idiot.
Yeah. And I think you're right.
And
that she must have known. Like she must have known that she couldn't trust him. And I think that the impulse of who you tell or don't tell important things to tells you everything that you need to know about how you feel about the people in your life.
Is already not there. And I think I agree with her that this was for the best.
Yeah.
Because you can't be with someone like that to be your life partner when they don't have your back. When you have to be wary of, will he use this against me? I mean, you can't, I don't think you could live a lifetime with someone like that.
I totally agree. And if they were thinking of having kids, or if she wants kids with whoever she's going to be with, then that's just going to make things harder, because then there's going to be this allegiance where it's her boyfriend and their kids and the mother-in-law, because if she's a good grandmother, then that's great. And then she gets left out and she can't advocate for herself. And there are 2 more, 3 more, however many kids they have, more like people in the line of fire or who potentially can get hurt. So
yeah,
she's gonna keep calling her by the wrong name in front of her own children. Like,
oh my Lord.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like we addressed this when we got the letter from the person who wrote into us talking about her mother misgendering her and how painful it was. But I feel like this is not the same issue, but I think, like Zio said, if you give your identity to someone, you say you can know me, and they throw it back in your face, like whatever, in whatever capacity, whether it's carelessness or malice or just a lack of caring enough to try, that person doesn't care about you in the way that they should, or they're not making the effort that they should to show that they care about you. And I think that we think of that as a petty thing or dismissal, but like, I don't believe for one second that most people are not capable of updating in their mind what they call someone based on that person's expression and choice, and whatever the reason is. And so when people are like, oh, I just have a hard time, it's habit, which is what the mother-in-law said, I'm like, no, I don't believe you. Like, you might believe yourself, you might think it's habit, but what you do to make new habits is you do it right over and over. And when you mess it up, you force yourself to do it right again. And if you're not doing that, then you're not trying. And if you're not trying, you don't care as much as that person deserves.
I mean, it was 4 years between when he broke up with his ex and when these guys broke up.
It's not habit.
So 4 years. That's not a habit.
I think that was insulting for her to say that and expect Jenny to believe it.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't sincere at all, because if it was habit, she would say the wrong name and then immediately apologize profusely, right?
Right.
Because bringing up your boyfriend's ex's name in and of itself should be mortifying, because you don't want to talk about like their previous partners, right? So I mean, no, it's not because it's habit.
No. Yeah. You know what though? I am kind of inspired though to, do something in a future book.
Right? I was like, malicious compliance is going to be a new trope.
Oh yeah, I love it. Well, I think malicious compliance is sort of like the tool of someone who's being wronged and knows they're being wronged and cares about punishing someone rather than about like maybe shaming them in front of everyone, or who doesn't care about them enough to be like, we should sit down and talk about our relationship. Because of course you wouldn't do that kind of malicious non-compliance with like your best friend, because you would just sit down and be like, hey, something's fucked up, we got to talk about it.
Right.
But if you're at the point where you're doing that with like a partner, a friend, a mother-in-law, it's because you've gotten to a point where like you can't.
It's your last recourse.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting earlier in the update when she said that the mom kicked her out and he got angry with the mom and said he was leaving too. But then when they got back home and she explained what happened, he got angry and left. So she ended up being by herself. She said she had pizza or something. I think she said she had pizza.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which is a great solution, because we should stop celebrating Thanksgiving altogether because it is horrible.
That's a whole different episode, but
whole different episode.
We should still have the marshmallow yams.
Yes, we can make them anytime we want. I will make
Yeah.
them for anyone any day of the year. It isn't.
Yay. I want that, whatever those custard filled buns were.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think I'll have one after we're done.
I'm seriously hungry.
Yeah.
Well, back when we did recipes, Roan used to do recipes. Every time I'd be like, I just ate, but now I'm hungry because she just talked about something delicious.
Yeah, and thank God we stopped having me do recipes before I was here, because if you asked me what the last thing that I cooked was, it was like disgusting. It was like 3-day-old bagel with butter, and I'm sitting on a floor drinking coffee out of a Solo cup. So don't ask me what to cook.
You're going back to college life.
Yeah, you live a glamorous life.
Roan, I was
glamorous.
just gonna mention, I did the Harlequin Books and Cooks episode too.
Oh, fun.
Oh, cool.
So I saw your episode. It was mac and cheese, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what I had?
What?
Lobster roll. So I had to handle lobster tails, boil it, crack it, de-shell it.
Oh my goodness. That is
I don't know when it's
that's
coming out. I think
serious.
it's supposed to come out with my books. I probably could talk about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, that's so
yeah.
fun.
But I loved it. The recipe was a huge hit. And my 14-year-old was like, Mom, you have to make it again. So
Oh
now
no.
he has
That's always a good sign.
He has a taste for lobster rolls.
Nice.
They are delicious. They are delicious.
It was
They are.
yummy. It was
They
like,
are.
yeah, I won't say anymore.
Oh,
Watch it.
Sounds awesome.
Because now I
cool.
want lobster roll and mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and
Together.
cheese.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go. Oh, man.
All right. So for our chat today, I keep coming across these things. This is what I do now. I came across this article about Grindr. For those of you who don't know, Grindr is a hookup app. But they're now allowing people to use pictures of their bare ass as their profile photo, which the comments on that were just hilarious. But it made me think, like, because we're romance authors, we always talk about the meet cute and what our love interest, what they're attracted to with each other, physical or whatever it is. So I was curious, I wanted to ask you guys, what is the first thing that you notice about someone, if it's platonic or romantic, no matter what it is, but is it their voice, is it their eyes, is it their hands, like what is it that you guys see first? Roan's swooning already, so
I am. Also, I wish that as authors we would start using our naked asses as our author pictures.
Oh no, nobody wants to see that. Trust.
No.
Nobody
Thank
wants to see
you.
my ass.
Hi. Almost
I'm talking about my
50.
ass. Nobody
stays
wants to see my
covered.
ass.
Thank you.
I mean, no one might want to see our faces either. I'm just saying.
Thanks, Roan. I'm gonna
Sorry.
cry now. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I want to see your face and your ass if that helps. My response to this is that I love a good ass. So that sounds great to me. It's definitely not the first thing I notice, but it's the last thing I notice, I guess, if someone's walking away. I love voices. I'm a big voice person. I'm obsessed with teeth. Like you could show me just the teeth of anyone that I've spent more than a couple minutes with, and I could identify them for you by their teeth. Avery's face is so horrified right now.
Avery is mortified, just covering her mouth.
Hands. I like hands. I don't know. If I like someone, I really like all of them. So there's like not a single thing that I wouldn't be able to find some attractive. Cop out answer, but
I met my husband like 23 years ago. So I don't know what it's like to see someone and feel any kind of romantic interest. Maybe I do it like subconsciously.
Yeah.
What about just pure animal sexual desire?
Yeah,
right. Gosh.
Or even platonically.
Yeah, just even
when you
platonic.
meet a new person,
My
and
expression, like when I meet a new person, I want to feel safe. It's this odd, can I say like aura? Like when I meet someone, there's their body language, their expression. It's like this instant gauge of, is this person harmful or healthy? Like, I shouldn't like do like a snap judgment on a person, but I think that's
what we do.
That's what I
even subconsciously we do.
And then the me that they meet is different based on my initial gauge of who that person is. So I could be like super professional and or whatever, and like bubbly and not but people who meet the genuine me would meet this goofy like amalgam of like everything. But I don't know, goofy me is like the most me, but it's I'm not like that with a lot of people. So
Yeah.
You know, except you guys, right? I'm like, hey, we're gonna do the podcast.
We know all about your shampooing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I cut
We're all
my own
together.
bangs last week, so it's just like, what?
Looks great.
It's so
I
cute.
think they're really cute.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
You're
really
making
great.
me think bangs. You're
You
making me
guys,
think bangs.
oh, okay.
I love bangs.
Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you. So sweet.
I don't know. For me, I love. I always am attracted to like unusual eyes. You know, hands. Like Rowan said, that's a big thing. But I think for me, I wrote a scene once where someone's first interaction with another person was hearing them laugh from across the room. And I was like, yeah, that's a thing that I do. Like, if someone has a really great laugh, like a really genuine laugh, I want to know what tickled them and like what, you know what I mean? Like that's like a nice little intro point. But yeah, physically it's like eyes and I guess hands and things like that, hair or whatever, normal stuff. But like the laugh, the voice. I realized like a lot of my favorite actors are ones like Alan Rickman who have these like really incredible voices, you know, like they could be, you know, quote unquote average looking, but if they have like that voice, it just shoots them from like a 7 to a 10, like immediately if they have that voice.
Oh my God. Can I
Yeah,
get
I
your
agree.
opinion then on Alan Rickman? That's what you just said. On Michael Wincott, who has one of my favorite voices of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Okay, you will know him when you find he's been in so many things. He's almost
I'm
always
looking
secondary.
it up on my phone right now.
Yeah,
Michael Wincott.
He's like an
How do you spell it?
Wincott. He's a very tiny Canadian man.
He's a Canadian?
And
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen him in things. He does
Yeah.
have a great voice.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right,
so
hold on.
he was in The Crow. He was sort of the leader of the baddies in
Thank you,
Detroit.
Google Images.
Yep.
If you see him, you know him.
Yeah, he's been in lots of things, and I just think he has one of the most amazing voices of all time. He was a Guy of Gisborne in the 1991 Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was.
He's like, my spoon, cousin. Anyway, his voice is amazing, and I just wondered if you also admired it.
It's like you know, I'm on Tumblr. I was on Tumblr a lot. I'm not there much anymore, but I remember when the Cumberbatches, like Benedict Cumberbatch's fan took over Tumblr for a bit. Yeah, are you a Cumberbatch? And like I mean I think he's a fantastic actor. He also has very unusual eyes, which I like.
Yeah,
but I wasn't
voice.
like, oh, Benedict, you know, until I heard him do a reading. I forget of what it was, and it was like in my ears, and I was like, oh my God, like wow, that voice. And then he went from like a 7 to a 10. And I was like, it's just, I don't know, something about the voice.
Yeah, him as Smaug in The Hobbit.
Oh my gosh.
Did you ever see the rehearsal?
Yeah, I
tape?
saw him like doing the voice.
He's crawling around on the floor.
Yeah.
So amazing.
So amazing.
You know what I find really amusing about all of this? Sorry. I'm laughing at us, you guys. Okay. I think this is very, and Jayci, not knowing you super well, I won't comment on you, but I'll call out Roan and Zio, because Roan is very whole person centric on like absolutely everything, right? So to me, it is not surprising at all that Roan's so like not all over the place, but all over the place on what she does.
It's true.
And Zio has not just the background in music, but also the background in acting. And being able to use your voice as a tool is super important in both of those. So I am completely not shocked. I am completely not shocked by either of you.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, voices are like I can never pronounce her name and I feel so bad. Her first name is Shore, but she plays Christiana on The Expanse, which is a sci-fi show on Amazon.
I haven't seen
She's
it.
an older.
God, I keep trying that show.
Yeah.
Failing.
She plays like the political leader, but I can't even describe her voice. It's so raspy and so deep.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. And it's just I watch her in anything. I don't care what it is, just so I can hear her speak. I just watched an interview with her and I was just like, keep talking, please.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
I love it.
But Avery, so you don't.
Yeah, Avery.
I thought I was about to transition us out.
Yeah.
No, I would say a little bit of everything that all of you said. Absolutely. But also, I think I am not woo-woo. I think I am the least woo-woo out of the three of us. So I am not, but there is something about a person's vibe, because like Jayci, I have been with the same man for 182 million years. So I'm like even if I dream, even in my dreams, I'm like, oh shit, I'm married. You know, I am that married. So yeah. But so for me, when I meet somebody new, a lot of times it is sort of their vibe. And as an extrovert, when I meet introverts, which happens a lot at reader conferences, a big thing for me is trying to dial back a little bit so that I can actually get the person's vibe, because a lot of times introverts just go into like their safety spot. And it took me a long time and many, many years to realize that that is not, I hate you and wish you would go away. Sometimes it is, but it's not always that. So I try and really pay attention to somebody else's vibe when I first meet them. But the thing that really gets to me, and Roan, I think you're a perfect example of this. Zio, we've known each other so long, I don't even remember when we met. So I can't even go there with you. But I remember with Roan because we were at a conference together, and Roan has a great sort of solid confidence vibe to her. It's not loud, it's not showy, but it is
very present.
Very, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, very present. And so that is the kind of thing that I like. And it doesn't always have that gets me to focus in on somebody. And it doesn't always have to be like, I'm super centered like this. Sometimes it's like, I'm that life of the party thing. But that sort of confidence vibe always gets me. Physically, the first thing I will notice is what somebody's wearing. Because I look at clothes as armor. So, especially at a professional event. You know, especially at a professional event. So I will always look at that, because I think you can tell, you can get a lot of clues about a person's personality or who they're trying to present as their personality with how they are sort of put together. It's why I love when you get to fashion blogs and they talk about costuming in shows and what the costume designer is trying to show through their costumes and all that stuff. So for me, all of that is like, yes.
I had a friend once who said, people either dress to express themselves or they dress to hide themselves. And I feel like that is, you saying they're like armor reminds me of that. Yeah. Can you, like, when you look at someone, the way someone's dressed in that capacity, can you tell if it's expression or armor? Or both, or like what flips the dial for you? Or is expression also a kind of armor?
This is really stereotypical, but I would say sort of the more flashy you are, you know, and not flashy like I'm wearing something expensive or something really loud, but you can tell it's like put together.
Yeah, like curated.
I think that to me, curated. Thank you. That's the perfect explanation of it. Curated sort of goes to show that more confidence, because they put thought and effort into all of that. And then so for me it's like that, but I don't know, I haven't really thought about it that far. I guess I have bias, so I just kind of assume that everybody else is like me and they're putting together because they're trying to put that presentation together of the side of themselves. Like Jayci said, you don't always get to see the person right away, so that front facing side of themselves that they're presenting out.
I mean, I used to work in fashion, and I know I worked in an area where there were buyers and designers, but also like inventory people and IT people. And there were people on the non-fashion side of the business who would deliberately dress down, like you know, sneakers, jeans, or holy t-shirt when they came to work. And the people on the buying side were just always in these like really unusual outfits and like really, you know, just come like they're going to go walk down a runway. And then there were people in between like me. Like some days I would dress up, some days I would dress down. But it was like interesting watching these people interact, and the people who deliberately went against what the brand was of the company were really aggressive about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with this. I work here, but I don't want to be one of these people.
It's a
it was
statement.
it was
It
an
was a
absolute
statement. It really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's kind of crazy. Well, that was a
Same.
wild conversation. That was kind of interesting. Yay, that was a good. All of that from Butts on Grindr.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty amazing.
I would not put my ass on a profile pic. That's just me. Yeah.
No, me neither. But I want everyone else to. I mean, okay, I would totally do it,
I
actually.
appreciate a really.
I was gonna say, I think you would do it.
Yeah, I think
All
you
Of
right.
the four of us, I think you most likely.
would. Yeah.
Although I don't know Jayci very well.
I'm the mom
like,
friend.
no,
Like I stop people from showing their boobs on Bourbon Street for beads. Like I am that person. I've always been that person. I'm no fun.
That's a losing battle, my friend.
Yeah,
I've seen
you know
more than
what?
boobs
I'll
on Bourbon
still do
Street.
yeah, I know. I am no fun. Let me put it out there now. My kids
Would you
will
post
confirm.
your bare butt, Jayci, on her profile?
You know, if I had like an awesome bottom, like it rhymes, awesome bottom. I might, but gosh, you know, I don't have the self-confidence to say this is who I am by my butt, you know?
Yeah.
This is who I am. Behold my best feature. No.
Yeah.
Behold my butt.
Behold
That needs to be
Behold
a
my
Chuck
ass.
Tingle title.
I know, like this.
Yeah. I think I would have to be the right kind of picture, but you know.
Yeah.
You never know what I might do.
Yeah, you never know. We're gonna have a logo update on Dear Romance Writer.
You know, like favorite parts of like yourself or body parts or whatever. Like it's like my left.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be like my pinky.
My like when it grows out, my left index fingernail is like perfect.
I love it. I love that.
That's so oddly specific.
It's like, it's beautiful. Behold.
It's beautiful. Admire.
Behold. It's
all right. Well, I tell you what, Jayci,
Amazing.
when we are finally done with COVID and we get to go out in the world again, I'm looking very forward to seeing your left index fingernail at a book signing somewhere.
Yes.
And I expect
everything.
to be shown. Yes, absolutely. Jayci, thank you so much for coming and being a part of the craziness that is Dear Romance Writer. We loved having you. Please hold up that book again. Give us the title. Tell us a little bit about what it's about and where we can find it.
Okay, it's called A Song of Secrets, and it's the first book in a new series called The Hana Trio, and it's about these three sisters who make up a string trio. And the first book is about the oldest sister, who's the cellist, Korean American main characters, and I don't know, there's something so sexy about classical music and string instruments. And I just wanted to put all that vibe into the book. And I feel like this book is so, I don't want to say moody in the traditional sense, but it's when I wrote it, it was all about the feels. So it's about, it's a second chance romance. College lovers split apart by an interfering father. And then it's also about secret identity, where the hero is a CEO and parents don't approve of him being a musician, but he's a successful composer anonymously.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
But she hears a strain of this new piece he did and realized that was a melody he wrote for her. He wanted to write her a concerto, you know, when they were in college, and she's like, oh my gosh, that's him. So she uses the info to kind of blackmail him.
Okay, I gotta read this.
But it's like,
wait, second chance romance, secret identity, and blackmail. Y'all, you've like ticked off all of them off.
Right? And then they add the music and the string. I mean, the cello is my favorite instrument.
I love it.
Are you a musician at all, Jayci?
I grew up playing the piano and then playing the clarinet. So music has always been a part of my life. And I'm one of those, this is how I like my wine and classical music. I generally know nothing about it, but I know I like it when I hear it or drink it.
Yeah. Yes.
The perfect way to be.
I think think that is absolutely perfect. Are you on social media? Can our folks find you on social media?
I am, being stubborn, and I'm not on TikTok, but I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything as author Jayci Lee, Jaycilee. And so come find me. Oh, website is jaycilee.com. So
Great.
I try to post.
Eventually,
we all.
sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, this is just accepting. You know what? I'm going to be able to do what I can do, and I'm going to move along with it. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for being a part of this, Jayci. We absolutely loved having you. You were a delight.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Feel free to skip shampoo anytime, because those of you who are not watching on video can't see, but her hair looks really, really
That's
pretty.
amazing.
So there you go.
I just woke up like this.
And listeners, thank you so much for joining us. Please send in your anonymous letters. You can submit your letters via our website, dearromancewriter.com. You can follow us on social media and send us something that way. Carrier pigeon, all
Telegraph,
of the
they still do that.
I accept any questions
Morse
that
code.
come attached to puppies. So if there is a puppy delivered and has a question, you'll go to the top of the line. I don't care if I have 5 dogs already. All right. Yes. So we will be back next week. Should we tell them who our guest is next week?
Sure. Do you have it in front of you? Because I don't remember this.
I do.
I never knew who it was.
I am going to open it up. Our guest next week is the fabulous Megan Quinn.
Oh, fun.
So
Nice.
come on by next week. We love having you guys at Dear Romance Writer. So thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed our questionable advice. Thanks, guys.
Time.
Bye.
Thank you so much for subscribing to Dear Romance Writer. Remember to keep sending in those letters at dearromancewriter.com. We can't wait to tell you what to do. Dear Romance Writer is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. Find more podcasts you'll love, frolic.media/podcasts.